Boy, I mean, we all know he didn't commit suicide. And sometimes it's just like, I understand getting the truth out there, but he had a family. He could have had this, released posthumously after he actually died of natural causes. It's just sometimes you just got to think, really, is it worth it? Is it really worth it? That's all I got to say. Clinton emails reporter 45 who committed suicide revealed last year he received significant death threats after breaking news of secret 2016 Loretta Lynch meeting just days before a probe into Hillary was dropped. Christopher Sine, 45, was found dead in his home in Hoover, Alabama on Saturday morning. Police are investigating the father of three's death as a suicide, but have not released any further information. Sine said last year that he received death threats after he broke news of the secret 2016 tarmac meeting between Bill Clinton and AG Attorney General Loretta Lynch. The secret meeting came amid the ongoing investigation into whether Hillary Clinton's use of private email server while Secretary of State was illegal. Days later, the FBI chose not to bring criminal charges against Hillary. Sine is survived by wife Laura and 3 young children. Boy. It's just... Sine was the first to report on President Clinton's meeting with Lynch back in 2016 on her private jet at Phoenix Airport amid the ongoing investigation into whether Hillary Clinton's use of the private email server while Secretary of State was illegal. Days after the meeting, the FBI chose not to bring criminal charges against Hillary. Sine revealed in an interview with Fox News back in February last year that he and his family received death threats and his credit cards were hacked in the aftermath. My family received significant death threats shortly after breaking the story, Sine said in the interview to promote his book titled Secret of the Tarmac about the meeting. Oh boy, this is what I'm saying, man. I mean, was it worth it? I understand the Hillary, the intrigue of studying into the Clintons, but the Clintons have a nasty history of making people disappear who tried to find dirt on them. Okay? And this dates back for a long, long time, way back. People have died looking into the Clintons. Okay? Sine said he and his wife had prepared their 3 young children in case something happened by giving them secret code words, adding that they know what to do. That's why I came back to Birmingham, because when I was enduring the death threats, it was my former Alabama football family, my teammates, my coaches who circled around me. The story that led to the death threats had alleged that Clinton and Lynch met on her private jet to speak about the email investigation into Hillary amid the 2016 election campaign. Clinton and Lynch later claimed it was an impromptu friendly chat. We knew something had occurred that was a bit unusual. It was a planned meeting. It was not a coincidence, Sine said in an interview about the meeting. Donald Trump tweeted at the time his story broke, "Does anybody really believe that Bill Clinton and the USA Attorney General only talked about grandkids and golf for 37 minutes in a plane on tarmac?" After news of the meeting broke, Lynch was required to outline what happened to then Justice Department Inspector Michael Horowitz and to lawmakers behind closed doors on Capitol Hill. Sad, man. That's just so damn sad. As we walked to the door, the head of my security detail came to me and said, "Ma'am, I have been informed the former President Clinton is also at the airfield and would like to say hello." Lynch testified. She said Clinton spoke with him for several minutes, asked about our trip, asked about our flight. Lynch described how she recalled recent press about the Clintons' new grandchild and congratulated Bill. She said the roughly 20-minute parlay was the only real conversation I ever had with him. Lynch said she made attempts to make a gracious exit more than once, but the Clinton continued chatting. He continued talking. She added in her testimony, "At one point, a staffer of mine came on the plane to get me And at that point, the president Mr. Clinton was then talking about Brexit. He was saying that either he had been reading an article about Brexit and he made a reference, he quoted something that had been in the Times, New York Times, I should say, about Brexit when my staffer was stepping onto the plane. She was questioned about whether she felt that the conversation was ongoing too long and conceded, as we were leaving, I felt that it was ongoing and raised a potential issue in the appearance of how the case was being handled. The FBI chose not to bring criminal charges against Hillary at that time, but the probe was reopened less than 2 weeks before the election when emails were found on a laptop belonging to top Clinton aide Huma Abedin's husband, Anthony Weiner. The FBI began investigating Weiner in 2015 after Daily.com revealed that he was sexting a relationship with a 15-year-old girl. The FBI, James Comey, sent a letter to Congress in late October announcing the reopened investigation, but closed it 2 days before the election. Critics believe the timing of Comey's letter may have cost Hillary the election to Donald Trump. It wasn't worth it, man. It just wasn't. Meanwhile, police haven't revealed any of the circumstances regarding Sign's parents' suicide. They received a 911 call at 8:13 a.m. on Saturday of a person down at his home and found his body when they arrived. Sign leaves behind wife and 3 children. He was a former University of Alabama football player and veteran broadcast journalist with the Birmingham ABC TV affiliate WBMA LD 3340. Prior to becoming a journalist, Sign attended the University of Alabama in the 1990s, where he played on the school's football team as an offensive lineman. While in Tuscaloosa, he met his wife, who was then an all-SEC volleyball player for the Crimson Tide. I just think this was just really something he could have left alone. I really do. I think he could have left this alone. Like I said, I mean, you're dealing with dangerous people. That's all I could say. Sign later spent time working as a reporter for the ABC 3340 between 2000 and 2005 before relocating to Phoenix, where he worked for the ABC TV affiliate. It was there that he broke the story of the tarmac meeting. Sign returned home to Alabama in 2017. The station paid tribute to him in a statement on Sunday, saying, "What most people don't know is Chris turned down an opportunity to work for one of the national networks to come to ABC 3340, and he made that decision because of his family. That decision put him in a place where he could see his boys off to school in the morning, watch them play baseball in the evening, and take them fishing on the weekends. We have lost a revered colleague whose indelible imprint will serve forever as a hallmark of decency, honesty, and journalist integrity. We can only hope to carry on Chris' legacy. May his memory be for blessing." Timeline of Hillary Clinton email saga. June 2008, Apple Power Mac server purchased by Bill Clinton's aide Justin Cooper in 2007 is installed in the basement of Clinton's home in Chappaqua, New York. It initially handles traffic for Bill Clinton, but soon is used by Clinton and her staff as well. Fall 2008, computer equipment from Clinton's presidential campaign is tapped as a replacement. Dell Power Edge 2900 Windows Server and Microsoft Exchange, and a 1950 running a BlackBerry Enterprise server. Clinton aide Brian Palladino starts work on building systems, believing it was used by Bill Clinton's staff. January 2009, it's decided that the Apple server must be replaced as it is having problems with the volume of traffic. March 2009, Palladino installs the server he has built in rack in the Chappaqua House basement. With the help of Cooper, Palladino, who is administrator for the new device, transfers the Apple server emails onto the new device. The new server is backed up once a week onto Seagate external hard drive. The FBI never obtained the Apple server for examination. January 2013, Clinton's chief of staff, Cheryl Mills, recommends Denver, Colorado based IT firm Plate River Networks (PRN) to manage the server to help with user limitations and reliability concerns. June 23rd, 2013, a Plate employee removes the server from the Chappaqua home to a data server in Secaucus, New Jersey, run by Equinix, to migrate it to a new server. June 30th, 2013, the Clintons' email accounts are migrated to the Plate server. July 18th, 2013, Plate signs an agreement to manage the new third server, a Dell Plate subsequently configure a backup device from Dado Incorporated, a Connecticut-based company, to take multiple snapshots of the system daily and to store the information for 60 days. The device also takes copies of the Paladin server between June 24th to December 23rd. December 2013, Paladin server is fully decommissioned. December 2014, Clinton and Evan begin using the domain HR Office and using ClintonEmail.com. March 2015, New York Times reports that in mid-February, Clinton handed over more than 300 emails to the House Committee investigating their attack on the U.S. consulate in Benghazi, Libya. September 2015, Clinton tells ABC News that the use of the two separate email accounts was a mistake, though she denied passing on classified information through the private email server. October 3rd, 2015. The Palagino server is voluntarily handed over to the FBI. July 2016, Clinton gives a voluntary interview to the FBI about her email arrangements, according to a statement from a spokesperson. 2 days later, FBI Director James Comey says Bureau could not find a case that would support bringing criminal charges, though he criticized Clinton's extremely careless in handling sensitive material. October 28, 2016, less than 2 weeks before the presidential election, FBI reopens email probe after discovering laptop in a separate investigation involving former Congressman Anthony Weiner. November 6, 2016, Comey said that after a review of Weiner's emails, there was no change in his prior recommendation on July. November 8th, 2016, Donald Trump defeats Clinton presidential election. Some observers believe Comey's decision in the late October reopened the email of the Clinton election. Outside. I really don't. But this guy had to have known there was if he did his research, there's a long trail of bodies with the Clintons. A long trail. That goes back, way back. Tell me what you think. Share, comment, and subscribe later.